You guys can speak whenever you're ready.
Hey Esties, so Sam and I wanted to come on here real quick just to talk to you guys a little bit about how to make the most out of your ICS experience.
Yes, so we've been doing trade shows for a really long time, and I'm an esthetician myself, so I've experienced going to a trade show myself to check out products for my own spa. So we're just gonna give you tips from what we feel like tips that you guys need to make the most out of your ICS experience.
Yes, so the first one, and I believe is the most important one, is for you to plan ahead. So how do you plan ahead? We give you a lot of opportunities too. For example, our digital program. Our digital program is on the website. You can go ahead and download a copy so you can have one with you, but also don't worry, there will be printed versions at the show. What the digital program is going to offer you is a full schedule rundown of what the show is about. So you're gonna be able to see the full exhibitor list as well as what the company does or sells, where they're gonna be located, for example, what booths they'll be at. You'll also be able to see the conferences schedule as well as the workshop schedule so that you can go ahead and plan ahead based off of these 2 days, not only on Sunday and Monday. You can go ahead and say like, hey, you know what, today I wanna go see Navette, but then on Monday, I'm gonna go and see Circadia's workshop. So if you really take the time to go through all of those classes that we're offering, which by the way, remember, are free, they're included in your admission. You don't need to sign up or pay extra for them. That's gonna assist you a lot. Then I don't know if you wanna go ahead and talk a little bit more about what's inside the digital program that can help them.
Yeah, so in the digital program, you're gonna find everything from branded workshops to conferences, depending on which show you're going to. So at ICS Philly, we have conferences. In Dallas, it's just branded workshops. But I mean, I would say the day kind of moves so quickly.
Yeah.
Like there's so much to do. So make sure you even put alarms on your phones to like tell you when to go to the class, because you want to make sure that you get a good seat. Sometimes the classes do fill up pretty quickly. But we have everything for every type of esthetician for our conferences. We have a lot of business conferences, so like how to make 6 figures in 1 year, how to stress less and attract more in sales. We also have some on the gut-skin connection. We have one on multicultural skin, so how to treat multicultural skin. We have a lot. We even have one this year on makeup, so how to get that flawless glass skin look with makeup. And that's actually from Gabe Lusada. He's going to be teaching even another conference on how to move beyond the treatment room. I think in this day and age, there's so much we can do as estheticians besides being in the treatment room. There's so much we can leverage with social media. So that conference is going to be really, really good if you're just kind of bored of being inside a box and you want to, you know, explore your passions and creativity more. So that's pretty much like, I guess, the branded workshops. We can talk a bit about that.
Yeah, so just to kind of like recap a little bit. So with this digital program, again, you'll get the full rundown of the show. So you'll be able to see the exhibitors. You can also book your hotel directly through our website. You'll also be able to see the full exhibitor list, the live demos. So a lot of exhibitors on the show floor are going to be doing live demos, which we know very much that you guys love those, which are super important because like Sam had stated earlier, like you can literally try before you buy, test the products, feel them out. You know, explore what works for you, what doesn't work for you, what might work for a client, what might not. So you got to kind of just like do your research prior to actually going to the show. So when you get there, you really, really are focused and you know exactly what you're going to be doing from start to finish. Because again, like Sam said, it flies by. In a blink of an eye, you're out of that's it, it's done.
Yeah, and really do try the products because, like, for example, we just went to a trade show recently and we got a facial done. We did like a customized facial with one of the brands, and there was something there that I was like, ooh, I think I might want to buy it for my spa. And by the end of it, I was like, eh. It's not my favorite thing, and I actually liked something else that they showed me. So live demos are where it's kind of what's really going to sell the products for you.
Another tip is networking. So there's a lot of networking that happens at the trade shows. You want to make sure that you come prepared. You bring your business cards if you have actual copies of business cards, or you can just bring a digital business card so that you can not only share that with the vendors, but also share that with industry peers that you're most likely going to end up meeting and then becoming, ST besties from, because a lot of that does happen at our trade shows. It's all about connecting, collaborations, and becoming a brand partner as well. A lot of the companies at the trade shows are looking for people to come and join their team. So just come really open-minded, because you're most likely going to end up leaving the show with some sort of good turnout, whether it be, you met a new company, whether it be you made a new friend, whether it be you learned something totally new. There's so much education and so many opportunities at these trade shows. You don't want to miss out.
It's really what you make of it. Moving on to the next tip, take advantage of show specials. So at this show, you're gonna get prices, wholesale prices, access to products at a low price that you wouldn't get anywhere else. So you can go on our website, and we actually have the show specials that are going to be at the show on our website, so you can kind of look and see which companies you maybe want to try. But yeah.
So again, at these trade shows, depending on the trade show that you go to, we did kind of have a little talk on the different kinds of shows that we have, which is going to come out soon, so stay tuned. But for example, for our Philly trade show, that one is a really good show to be able to connect and take the time to ask questions. So you're going to be able to go up to a specific booth, talk to, either the owner or talk to the CEO of the company or talk to just an employee or a brand partner and ask those questions that you want to know. You're going to have the time and the space to do so. So really take advantage on that, and don't miss out on asking all these kinds of questions. Because like Sam and I, again, I know that we've mentioned this in the past, but we did just come from a trade show, and we really took the time to go and visit certain booths and ask them specific questions. And it really feels really nice to be able to have that reply and a response right away, rather than having to email someone or get on a call and then they have to transfer you to someone else. It becomes a little complicated. At these trade shows, you have the connection right then and there. And most of the time, it's like the owners of the companies, the creators, the CEOs, they're there. So you can meet them and you can introduce yourself and talk to them and ask whatever questions you might have.
Yeah, I would narrow down, like maybe write a list of like what you value in a brand and what's important to you, and then use that list to, you can chat GPT it, use that list to ask the right questions, like how are these products, how is this treatment going to benefit my clients? These are the type of clients that I have. You can even, use a specific client story and get an exact treatment protocol for your clients. Asking, how the products are formulated. I wrote down some questions actually. What kind of training or ongoing education do you offer? I think what sets a exceptional brand from a good brand apart also is the education and training they offer. Are you a newer ST that needs that training? That's something that you want to consider as well. And then what's your brand's philosophy? What makes you unique? Like you're basically interviewing them.
Yeah.
You are interviewing them. They really, all of these brands are eager to work with you guys. So just go in and ask the right questions.
Yeah. And going into a little bit about the education, I know that we've said this in prior podcasts and prior reels. Again, our education is completely free. You don't have to pay any extra fees to join any single class. You don't have to sign up for it. All you have to do is just get your badge, register for the show, and then you have access to everything that we offer. The workshops, those are sponsored by the exhibitors and the vendors that are going to be there. So those are more product focused. And then on the other hand, our conferences, those are more educational. And those are speakers that we ourselves, reached out to and got to come to speak for us. And everyone's very unique in their own way. And I think that this year, thanks to Sam over here, she really curated.
Yes, curated.
She really curated like a perfect lineup of speakers. You're not going to want to miss out on these speakers. They're all just so great, and intelligent and smart and like just eager
And successful in the
successful.
industry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can go on and on and on about them.
And a lot of them offer like ongoing training and mentorship. So it doesn't just stop at the shows. Like, for example, Mo Tresize, she was one of our speakers last year, and she had so many people that signed up for one-on-one training with her to learn buccal massage. Yeah, from the show. I actually ended up taking a class with her. So you'll kind of get like, an hour is not that much, but you'll get a lot of information in 1 hour. They're really not gatekeeping. I chose these speakers for a reason because they don't gatekeep. They are such great educators. But then after that, if you like one, you can really dive deep into their trainings, their mentorships, all of that stuff.
Yeah, and again, we do have a 2-day show. So what we usually recommend for you to do is really, again, sit down, take a look at the conferences and the workshops that we offer. Write down who you want to go see. We specifically do the hours from 11 to and 3:30 for the workshops, and then 11 and 2 for the conferences. So that one day you can have a list of all the speakers or the workshops that you want to go see, vice versa, so that you have the time to get all that education in. Another really big tip that I feel like we don't necessarily tell people, or it's not that we don't tell them, it's just that you're so excited at the moment that you don't know what to do. It's for you to take advantage on day one. So on that Sunday that you go to the show, really take a moment to view the entire show floor, right? You want to snake it through. Yes, you have your big companies that you want to go see, but just take a moment. It's going to be okay. You're going to be able to go back to them and see them and purchase their products, but really take the time to go through every single aisle and meet all these exhibitors, see what products they're offering. A lot of companies, will have new products that they just came out with. So make sure that you do that on day one. And then on day two, before going into the trade show, so the night before, you sit down and you reflect. Okay, who did I go see? What did I like? Why do I like this? Is it for you personally, or is it really for your clients? Like, you got to kind of just take a moment to really think it through. And then on Monday, that's when you're going to go and actually do your purchases. That's what I would recommend. I know that some people have their own, ways.
Yeah, you don't want to like spend all your money in just the first row and then be like, okay, I can't, that's it.
And then you're gone, because we hear that a lot. Like, when I walk down the aisles, because a lot of people think like I'm an attendee.
It honestly happened to me recently.
Exactly.
Like, I spent my money on one brand, then I was like, oh man, I should have got this instead. Well, we get excited and stuff like that, but basically what she's saying is don't be impulsive.
Don't be impulsive. And again, really take that time. This is why we have the digital program ready for you like months ahead of time. So you can download it and just go through everything and do your research before you get to the show. So that when you get to the show, you have like your little calendar or your notes on your phone. You're like, okay, this is what I got to do in this order. Because then you just get excited and you're overwhelmed and just like, it's kind of like when you're running a marathon, like, you're so excited. You're like, let's go. And then you run and you give it all. And then you're like, by the end, you're like, I'm done. I can't do this. So same thing for the trade show. But we hope to see you there. Don't forget that we have 4 trade shows this year. Our first one is Philadelphia, PA, May 4th and 5th. Then we have Dallas, Texas on May 18th and 19th. So ICS has 4 trade shows a year. We have our first trade show of the year that's coming up very, very soon. It's May 4th and 5th in Philadelphia. Then right after is Dallas on May 18th and 19th. And then for the second half of the year, we have our Long Beach show that's in California on August 24th and 25th. And then this year we are moving to a new location. We're going to be at Fort Lauderdale this year rather than Miami, and that will be on October 19th and 20th. So make sure that you come by these shows and
take
meet
photos.
us.
We're going to be there.
Esthetician Edit will be there.
Come up to
stop
us.
Ask us any questions. If you want pictures, whatever it is that you want. We don't bite. We love you guys. So see you soon, Esties.
Bye.